It's a real joy and an honor to have these guests back in the studio. It's been, as we just talked about, like 4 years since they were down here before in full session. Again, acoustic vibes. But man, I think we were just talking 2007 at Northwest World Reggae Festival was probably the first time Oregon really checked for y'all. But from that time until this time, there is a special place that Oregon has in our hearts for you. Welcome, Afro Omega.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. Likewise, and I mean, Eugene, Oregon has a special place in my heart. I've been coming out here since the late 90s, mid 90s, so did the High Times Hemp Fest extravaganza in 97 or 8 or something, and we'd come out here to do all the festivals and stuff like that. And so yeah, it's like been coming here, and we lived here before and moved back, get some health stuff taken care of, and so yeah, we're glad to be back. Really, it feels good. Like, feels good to come home to. I was down in LA and then for a couple of weeks, and it was beautiful, and I thought, oh wow, how amazing this is. But then as soon as we got off that airplane and smelled the Eugene air, it was like, oh man, there's nothing better than the trees and just the lifestyle here.
Both kinds of trees in the air here, enough trees.
Yeah, exactly, that too. LA is like, they're capitalizing big time on it. I felt like I was in the 90s with the prices out there, so, it's good to be up here.
See, well, for the ones that haven't, been following the movement or checked the last interview, let's break it down for the people about Afro Omega. What's Afro Omega all about?
Just writing music, taking art from our imaginations and ideas, and then putting them down on CD, and then getting the inspiration to go perform it for people. And I mean, that's it. And I love reggae music. I love writing it. I love performing it. I love studying it. And it's just something that comes naturally for me that I mean, I can't say I didn't choose it, but I did. I chose reggae as a part of my life and lifestyle, at some point. And then Rastafari culture, in my life. And then, and now we're on to some new stuff with opening up some places in our mind that maybe the people before us weren't really seeing. And that's kind of where I'm at with a lot of things, and even with my health and ideas of life and death and all these things that are, that go through everybody's minds at all times, especially when you have children,
True.
Yeah, so it's like, this has just been an expansion that I appreciate, but and I guess good things come at a big cost, that's what I'm learning.
Real talk.
Yeah,
Real talk. Yeah, so you talked about your health a little bit, and life and death definitely put shit in perspective, excuse me.
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit more about, you were starting to say that you're opening into some new pathways and some new mentality on that.
Yeah, you just reflect on how you were raised, and ideas, and then you have children, and then do you want to regurgitate these ideas to your kids, or do you want to move them forward, and my son always says, if you stand too firmly somewhere, then you'll never go anywhere. Mm-hmm. And he told me that a couple of years ago, and I was like, you're a guru. And he was like 15,
Yeah.
Because we were watching some internet, Pan-African, the white man's getting us type of speaker, and he was hitting home with a lot of stuff, And I asked my son, what do you think about this? He said, he believes in that too much, so he'll never go anywhere. There's no expansion.
Okay.
And they believe, and he said that to me. He's like, if you're too firm, then how are you gonna go anywhere? You just stay in the same place forever. And so with that, came my beliefs and ideas, from even Western medicine and natural medicine, and instead of picking sides, just kind of saying, people want to help you, and that's all that matters, and that can go a long way with religious beliefs or, whatever people want to do,
True.
Yeah.
I hear that. you talked about the youth, and one thing that I've always loved about y'all is the family aspect. That you come here and balance. I mean, it's even almost in the name. You got the Afro Omega, but you know it's calling out to Alpha Omega. So you got that like masculine feminine balance. You got the family aspect.
Right.
You got the youth, and I even know like the oldest youth is coming up in the music same way. So you got the musical family.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about being a musical family and the works of doing the family thing.
You know, it's not like most people would think. You know, I've talked to people, and their picture of our lives is like we don't sit around playing music and singing songs together. I mean, that'd be dope. It'd be dope.
No Partridge Family up in there.
No, it's not. It's like me and my son both write music the same way. We kind of retreat and then put down tracks and then display them when they're ready, you know. But it's one of those things where we knew our oldest was going to be a musician from the time he was 1 year old. Like we knew. That's all he wanted was musical instruments. So to see him play music isn't a surprise to me at all. To see how talented he is a surprise. And how easy it came for him, because I had to teach myself guitar.
True.
He taught himself guitar, but he's like far beyond anything, you know, like I would ever do. And so that was the surprising part, is just to see how quick he picked it up, and any instrument he picks up, he gets it, and he has a good ear, and, you know, and things like that. That was the surprising part for me. But our daughter sings, our middle daughter sings, our other daughter, they all sing. They all have talent. My middle son, he used to get on stage and rap over the jam rock rhythm.
Okay.
That little flow that he'd do for a long time, you know, a few years there till he got self-conscious, you know, and then he stopped doing it. But so yeah, it's been there, and we've planted seeds, and I liken it to, like, you know, let them go get some experience, and then when music hits them, I know it's gonna take over their life like it did mine and their mom, just because music's the greatest thing on this planet.
True.
To me, it's like there's nothing better.
Right.
Yeah.
To finish up family, as you're going through some major tribulations right now with your health and thing, how important is family?
Oh, it's everything.
Yeah.
I mean, and not just like my creations and my kids and my mom, my dad, my cousin. No, I mean like family. Like it extends past that, you know, and that's something that I've learned, because in the music business, you know, you can get real deep in it, and it's every man for himself. Mm-hmm. And you really have to look out for yours, and there's a lot of fake smiles and all that good stuff that goes down. But you know, coming out of that, and then dealing with like real things, you know, with the cancer and everything, you really see who your family is, and you really and you really, the brothers and sisters, like, come to light, and all this talk about unity and brothers and sisters, like, for me, never really hit home until I was like, oh, I feel it, you know. And it's fortunate and it's fortunate that I got to feel it in this lifetime, and it's unfortunate that it came at a cost of like health crisis, you know. Which at the same time, you know, I'm here right now, so that's all that I can talk. One moment at a time, and there's 5 of us in this room, and you know, none of us is. Nothing's for granted for any of us, you know. So I just gotta like appreciate it all. That's something I learned too, is because I always looked around the room and be like, why me? And then, you know, over that period of time, several family members, close friends, have passed away, and for me, I'd be like, you know, what a foolish question. Why me? Why anybody? You know, and it's the cycle of life. That's why. And that's part of Rastafari is for me, and music is, I believe music lives forever. And I also believe that there is no death, and everything is forever.
True.
And so I think we're taught in the Western culture to really keep our foot planted firmly in the physical, and what can we achieve in the physical, and who am I in this physical, and how do I stack up to things, and where am I at, and nothing's really dedicated to the non-physical, you know, and so I think, you know, I'd like to have one foot in and one foot out in that sense. But
see, yeah, man. But we're talking like in a less than optimistic way right now. I mean, we know we're going to be seeing the Eye putting out music and things for a long, long time from now. So it's not even a concern like that.
Right.
But I still love that aspect. That
and that's something like
the
I said.
music will live on because all of us, flesh is weak. Eventually, all of we will perish.
Well, I feel like once I took that step, it was even more empowering to like fight. It was even more empowering to say, you know what, I'm gonna give it my all. Yeah. And it was even more empowering to get off my butt rather than to say, oh, you know, because it is a reality. And if that's what motivates me, that's what motivates me, you know. And some people, I know a lot of people that have dealt with health issues, that is what motivates them, is to know that not every day is given, you know, type of thing. And,
exactly.
And know that there is a reality to all that stuff. But it is dark, but at the same time, we're going to lighten it up with some music here. So it's all good.
True.
You know?
Give thanks. That was probably a good transition. We can reason some more, but I'd love to hear some music.
All right, we're going to play a track off the new album, American Idol. It's on iTunes. It's at, you can go to rebel-soundrecords.com. There might be a link there. Afro Omega, Cool Out My Mind. Don't be mind conditioned, sit back and listen. Propaganda, marijuana is the victim. Freedom fighters, raise up your split side. Rastaman, chant Rastafari. Booze will slow you, the coke will control you. Take your mind and you will never know you. Give me the weed, the healing of the nation. The sense it going cool out my mind, yeah. The sense it going cool out my mind, yeah. The sense it going cool out my mind, yeah. The sense it going cool out my mind, yeah. Sensi, never left me empty. Light my fire, your pure born remedy. Ganja, healing of the nation. You don't like it, find another station. Like when Lord One, it's a rough road, son. Tight red eyes, everywhere we go, son. Give me the weed, the healing of the nation. The sense it going cool out my mind, yeah. The sense it going cool out my mind. The sense it going cool out my mind. The sense it going cool out my mind. We say heal, not dealing is the positive vibration. From bush to black, you never keep me waiting. From one seed, the healing of the nation. You don't like it, find another station. That one past one, blessed like the last one. When you with me, you don't have to rest, son. Give me the weed, the healing of the nation. The sense it going cool out my mind, yeah. The sense it going cool out my mind. The sense it going cool out my mind, yeah. The sense it going cool out my mind. Oh no, cool out my mind, yeah. The sense it going cool out my mind, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. Afro Omega right here on Roots and Culture Radio, KWVA Eugene, 88.1 FM. Yo, that's the vibes right there. So we got the new album. Tell us about the new album.
Yeah, so the new album I started recording in 2013. And then halfway through it in 2014, I got sick and I was diagnosed. And then I finished the album, you know, through that process. maybe 3/4 of the way. So I did quarter of it, you know, after I got diagnosed. I don't remember exactly what tracks, but and then so then when it came time to push the album, I wasn't really on push album mode. I was on get better, you know, and I was going through like radiation and chemo and all that stuff, and I did well. And then so when I came out the other end, I really questioned not so much my contribution to music, but the overall music scene and the rat race and the log jam that I kept seeing and that I didn't really want any part of, and the, you know, motels and a lot of stuff that I felt like I was just kind of over, you know. And so then I said, well, what am I gonna do? What's the point? Like, what are you gonna do? Push an album that no one's ever gonna see perform? So I was at this really weird place in my life. But you know, over the last 6 months, I really had a fire burning in me to, you know, get it out there, regardless of I'm performing, just to get it out there, and just kind of bury the ego and say, you know, it's music, and like I've never seen Genesis, but I listen to them all the time. You know, so it's just like, get the music out there. You know, if people are gonna see you, they're gonna see you, but like I got to get it out there, and so that's been my main drive right now with the American Idol album, and we named it American Idol. It felt like, because, you know, there's a conscious shift going on. Like when you can walk into a Walmart and get organic food, supposedly organic, but at least they, you know, there's a shift.
The consciousness is there.
Yeah, and they're recognizing it, and you know, with even this Trump stuff, it's bringing out like the rebel in people that I like to see, because I feel like Obama, as good as he is, or as great and chill of a president is, how much we trust him, you know, don't trust the government. You know what I'm saying? That's just like rule number one.
True.
I mean, as an adult with children, they could be drafted and into those silly wars and all those things that I don't believe in 100% at all, you know. But so I feel like is now's the time to dump the album on people, because I make rebel music. I've always been like an outcast in my own little world, you know, growing up in Salt Lake City, and so like I feel like it's a good time to push it, you know. That's where we're at, and regardless of what's going on in my personal life, I feel like it'd be good for me to, you know, get out here and do it.
Real talk.
Yeah.
I know that in that first push, ITAL, from a food perspective too, has been like real central to your trod and finding health and all of that. You want to talk to us a little bit about your path with food and them thing? Yeah,
so like food is deep. It's deeper than it's a, how do I say this? It's part of our soul. You know, you grow up eating something, hot dogs. That's why they make fake hot dogs. Because people, it's in their soul. Like they want that hot dog, but they know better, because they don't want to eat a bunch of minced up animal parts, you know, but at the same time, it's in their soul. And that's something I had to come to terms with, it. That like a lot of the foods are in my soul, and make adjustments. You know, healthy food makes you feel better. It's just a fact, you know, and it pulled me through a lot of things, and it got me in the kitchen cooking and experimenting and getting my mind off of stuff. But yeah, I mean, healthy is everything, you know, and I've gone back and forth. I've had my moments, you know, over the last year where I was just like fed up, and I was like, I'm eating some crap, and I felt like crap. So I mean, the math's there for me. Like it's a no-brainer, and I know a lot of us are the same. You know, sit down and eat a bunch of junk, you're not gonna have no energy. And so yeah, ITIL is everything, and we play off the American Idol, obviously, because now's the day and age where everybody has an opinion and can judge somebody and have a good critique. Whereas, you know, in the Star Search days, it was either, you know, there was good or bad. You didn't know about stage presence and things like that. So I just thought that was funny, just the American Idol, just kind of playing with that. But, you know. Real talk. Yeah.
That's what's up. Will you have another tune for us?
Yeah, we're going to do Full Energy. And this is one I think I did record. Right? I think we did the vocals like after I was diagnosed. I can't remember. Yeah. And this is like a personal song. It's dear to me, and I wrote a lot of it before I was even going through what I went through, you know. And I just knew that to be successful in anything in life, it's going to take full energy. It's going to take everything you got, you know. And if you fall short, then you can kind of see where you did because you didn't give everything you got. So yeah, full energy. All right, here we go. Say, you are not the master, Jaja is the master, and I am not a bastard, but a student of this master, and I am not your enemy, ain't looking for no friend, I mean no enemy, 'cause it takes full energy to make it, full energy to take it, it's gonna take full energy to make it, it's gonna take full energy to make it, full energy to take it, it's gonna take full energy to make it, it's gonna take full energy, it's gonna take full energy, it's gonna take full energy, it's gonna take. You are not the master, Jaja is the master, and I am not a bastard, but a student of this master, and I am not your enemy, ain't looking for no friend, I mean no enemy, 'cause it takes full energy to make it, full energy to take it, it's gonna take full energy to make it, it's gonna take full energy to make it, full energy to take it, it's gonna take full energy to make it, it's gonna take full energy, it's gonna take full energy, it's gonna take. You are not the master, Jaja is the master, and I am not a bastard, but a student of this master, and I am not your enemy, ain't looking for no friend, I mean no enemy, 'cause it takes full energy to make it, full energy to take it, it's gonna take full energy to make it, it's gonna take full energy to make it, full energy to take it, it's gonna take full energy to make it, it's gonna take.
Yeah,
that's the first time we ever did that acoustic, but that's a song on the album that I like a lot. I like a lot about the tracking, everything.
Good things.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and it's real talk too, you know?
Yeah.
Like in anything you do, what's the point of doing it if you're not doing it to the fullest?
Right. You know, yeah, give it.
Yeah, that's what's
Give
up.
it while you got it.
Real talk. One thing you've mentioned a couple times is inspiration through Rastafari. I don't think last time y'all were down here we got a chance to reason on Rastafari.
Right.
I don't think I've reasoned with you at all about Rastafari in the past in general. Talk to me about the inspiration of Rastafari for you.
I mean, the inspiration is like, I grew up, you know, in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s. You know, I'm almost 40 years old. And so, like, a lot of the things I looked up to were, you know, pre-programmed, regurgitated, shit, for lack of better words. You know, so I found myself around 18, 19 years old. You know, it was like East Coast, West Coast hip-hop, which I didn't give a crap about. I don't care where, you know. And then there was just there was just nowhere that I found a positive influence, like, coming out of African-American culture. Like, I was fed up with the sports, I was fed up with, you know, everything, because I felt like people were just, like, pre-programmed and doing what they're told. And then I found, you know, reggae music, you know, on a superficial level. I just liked it because I smoked herbs and no one fought each other and there weren't fights and people was cool and everybody was chill, you know. And that was my original attraction. But then when I started digging deeper, you know, with like through listening to like reading the lyrics of like Burning Spear and Bob Marley and Peter Tosh and Lucky Dubé, and just reading the lyrics, not even really listening to the music. And then I started to dig deeper, and what I found was like a real positive role model within black culture that I felt like wasn't tainted and that was pure, and that wasn't coming from a place of like being a victim. It was coming from a place of being a king.
That's right.
You know, and so I thought like that's where it's at, because I'm not a victim of anything. You know, and a lot of like African American leaders, that's what I was hearing a lot, was like, you know, victim this, victim that, when
right.
you know, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you know, there's more slaves than there are owners.
True.
You know what I mean? It's like a football team. One owner, and 110 are the strongest, you know, most athletic human beings, you know, that God has to offer.
Yeah.
And he's got his finger on all of them.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the same as like a slave master. You know, and so I felt like anywhere I could sense that, I just could see right through it. And then I started digging deeper, you know, with like Hebrew Israelite, and finding myself as an Israelite, and finding my culture in the East, and finding my beliefs to be revolutionary and applicable to now, you know. And I've gone through hills and valleys, you know. The devil is real in my life and in this world to me. So, and, you know, I've had my trials and tribulations, and just like any man, but at the end of the day, like, I know that, you know, Christ, Selassie, Buddha, whatever people call it, is real, you know, and there is a Christ mentality, there is a Christ-like way of living, and I believe that, you know, like I talked to this pastor, you know, a few months ago, and, you know, I believe we're all carrying our own cross, and we all got our own little stuff we're dealing with, you know, and I like that about reggae music. I like that about the realness, you know. And then, like I said, then I went back and listened to the music, and then listened to the passion, and listened to where these people are coming from. And I'm not gonna say I grew up in, you know, the Akete or some favela or anything like that, but I definitely see my fair share of poverty and single parent living, you know. And I've seen good things too, and our lives have turned around, and my mom worked our way out of it. So I've seen a lot of things, but at the same time, I felt like that's the realest music out there. Like hip hop, to me, was like all saying the same stuff, and the ones that was saying things that mattered, no one even. It was just me and a couple homies listening to it. You know, it wasn't applicable. Whereas reggae, Bob Marley was everywhere. So I felt like this is global domination. This is real. Like, this is the dude. This is what's up. As we would say. That's what's up. That's what's up. And so like that's it right there for Rastafari, and it's an open meaning to me. You know, like a lot of people hear Rastafari and they think dreadlocks and weed. When I hear Rastafari, I hear past, present, and future, and a kingliness and a godliness and a, you know, queen vibes, to take care of yourself and treat yourself as if you are, you know, and which we are. And that's what I learned.
That's powerful. Give thanks.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Yeah. I don't know, do you want to give us another tune, or should we play something off the album?
Yeah, let's play something off the album.
Play something off the album. Before we get into that, let's make the people know how they can find out more about Afro Omega, and and how they can get the new album, all them things.
Yeah, so the album, like I said, is on iTunes. That's like the main way we sell it. I don't think anybody goes to CD Baby anymore, any of those things. But yeah, iTunes is the one, and then Afro, AFRO, Omega, OMEGA. Some people leave one O out, but it's all good. Yeah, so you can find us online. We're on Facebook. I mean, we're not real active with like the internet communications. Our music's out there. We have 4 albums available for people, you know, and that's over the last 10 years.
Right.
So I mean, we have more to come, but American Idol, Afro Omega.
That's a new thing, yeah.
That's the new one, yeah.
And are there hard copies available anywhere?
You know what? There's not
right now. It's all digital.
It's all digital, yeah. We wanted to wait like I said, it's hard with everyone with the digital age. You know, you go print a bunch of CDs and everyone's like, I downloaded it.
Yeah, no.
Or I
yeah.
torrented it or whatever,
Right.
you know. So it's just like you feel stupid like having a CD sometimes feel outdated. Unless
True.
you're out there pushing it. Touring, which is like that's how you need CDs. You
When
need
you're
to leave your
touring,
mark.
exactly.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like you know, right now we're just taking it easy. I would like some hard copies, but
Sure. And are those up on some of the like Spotify and those types of
yeah, we're on Spotify. Oh yeah, that's a good point.
services, so people can check them
Pandora.
out that way? Yeah,
Pandora's a
and
good
things.
way to find our music. We're all over there.
Uh-huh.
All of our music's on Pandora,
Yeah. Good
and
time.
I can hear a lot of feedback from that. And yeah, Spotify and well, I don't know what other ones there is.
Sure, but those systems, yeah.
Yeah.
However people listen to music, they can find Afro
yeah,
Omega.
for sure.
Yeah.
YouTube. I mean, come on. Yeah, that's like
we got the videos.
That's where we got our videos with Tyson and Bill and
that's right. We got
and
a big up
everybody
Tyson and
and
Bill in the studio
Paul,
with us tonight.
Montano, my boy back in Salt Lake, did a couple of videos that really put us on, you know. And then Tyson's video that we did with Tell Me Why. That's like anywhere I go get a job and any employees I work with see that, they think I'm famous. So thank you for that. Although I'm still working, you know, minimum wage with these dudes, but they still think I'm famous for
Real
that video. So I appreciate that.
See. The next tune, is it Rebel Girl? Is that what we're playing?
Yeah, Rebel Girl. So we I originally did this song with Outpost from Portland, and I did the hook on it, and then with their grace, you know, with Brian, I kind of wrote my own little tune around it that I was messing around with, and just put it down, and I liked it a lot, and so I did my own little version of Rebel Girl, and yeah. But if you get a chance, go to Outpost and hear theirs, and then you can hear mine, and then it's all good.
That's what's up. All right, well, right here for the people, Afro Omega off the American Idol album, Rebel Girl. We need to get it this time. Well, family, we're doing what we can, you know. Sometimes technology doesn't always want to participate, but we're trying to see what we can do. We unplug one time and come back with it. We up. Yo. Tech. Yo. I don't know if it's a cable thing or what's happening right now, but we're just going to keep praying that it's going to work, because it's good music that people need to hear.